welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla June, Kale Barb on social media. So today, Mental Health Monday, I have another video for you, clearly. So today's topic is a little bit of, my topics for Mental Health Monday recently have been very, very personal and very, overwhelming for me, I guess. But if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel and let's get this video started. And definitely give this video a thumbs up. And if you aren't already following my social media handles, I am at KaleBarb for makeup and beauty content. I have my mental health page, which is at bear_selfcare, and then my business page will be somewhere on this side or this side of my face, and that is at kaylajune.mua. That is my makeup freelance business. So yeah, so let's just get started. So I have like a few notes on my iPad as usual. I'm just going to go through some topics. This topic for today, or this title for this content, or this video, or however you want to put it, it's basically in regard to how occasionally my mental health makes other people uncomfortable, or I should say my mental illness makes other people uncomfortable. So if you don't know already, I have severe anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder. I have severe depression, PMDD, and social anxiety disorder. So with all of that said, occasionally I make others uncomfortable. If you are one of these people that have dealt with something like this, definitely let me know down below. Well, you are not alone. As usual, of course, you always have me. And with that said, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. As I've talked about in the past, I know that it is very difficult for people who don't understand mental illness or mental health anything, which is obviously understandable because I've dealt with that the majority of my life. I have spoken about the fact that Vincent didn't understand my anxiety, my depression, all that jazz for many, many years. We've been together for almost 6 years, and it took a while for us to actually get on the same page. It took a while for me to communicate with him and explaining how I feel. Back in November 2018, I had a PMDD episode. I've talked about that in a previous video, so go watch that. In regard to how I didn't know how to explain the depression thoughts, the suicidal thoughts, and yes, I made a video on that as well, so if you are interested, definitely watch that. And it was very difficult, and that was recent. That was last year, November, a few months ago. And I have a very hard time still explaining how I feel, why I'm sad, why I feel depressed, why, you know, something's bothering me, why I just automatically out of nowhere just got in a bad mood for no reason. I could be having the best possible day and something could just creep in my little head and just be like, nope, she's happy, switch it. It's real. It happens. It happens quite often, and it's amazing that I have a husband that can just see it on my face, who is just like, what happened? And I'll be like, what do you mean? And he's just like, what's wrong? Your entire demeanor changed. And I can't hide it from him anymore. And sometimes that's a true blessing, and sometimes it's a curse, because sometimes I don't really want to talk about it. And I wanted to discuss this because in previous videos as well, I have talked about how I've, have trouble building relationships or keeping relationships with people, friends, family, whatever. I grew up in a household raised by my grandparents who didn't understand mental health problems, but my grandmother, however, has tried to be there for me whenever she's noticed I've changed. So thank goodness for her. I come from a huge mental illness backgrounded family when it comes to my father's side. A lot of depression, suicide, attempted suicides. social anxiety, a bunch of stuff. It's yeah, I'm well aware of that because of them. As you can tell, my irritated self itches. But as for my mother's side, she has no clue on anything. No one has ever had any clue. They just thought I was a pissy, moaning teenager. So, over the years, I have tried to explain to people, whether it was past relationships, past friendships, people who are still in my life currently, try to understand that it is very difficult and it's not easy at all to explain what causes this, you know, the depression or the anxiety, how to relieve it, where it comes from, just stuff like that. And, you know, I've been told that I'm too upset over my father. I've been told I need to get over the relationship I have with my mother. You know, I need to be stronger. I need to have a stronger backbone. I need to change who I am. I make people feel uncomfortable because, you know, my sadness is rubbing on them, which I get. I've been in really, really dark places in the past, and it's very rare I'm like that anymore, but I've had come to terms with trying to not be like that anymore. And that's not necessarily me saying I need to change who I am, because I don't. That's not who I am. I don't change for anybody. If I'm gonna change for anyone, it's gonna be myself. And I've done that. I've gotten better. I've progressed a lot with my mental health. And it's a shame because I know a lot of people, and I'm just pulling up the stuff on my iPad, I didn't like making people feel uncomfortable because I was angry, or I was sad, or I was panicky and fidgety, and I was awkward, and I didn't know how to make conversations, and I sit in the corner on my phone, and I'm rude. No. They're all reasons why people like me, myself, act like this, and it's solely because I don't know how to make conversations with people. Unless I'm truly 100% comfortable with you, most likely I'm not going to be able to push myself hard enough to make conversation. And that's just how I've always been. It's such a shame that I have to, not that I have to, but that these situations happen where I try and spread awareness as much as possible and tell people that you're not alone and that it's not okay to judge others who are like that with social anxiety disorder, or people who cry because they don't know what's wrong. You know how many times I have that? I cry because of frustration, because I don't know why the heck I'm even sad. And Vincent's just like, there have been years where Vincent has told me you have to have a reason why you're sad, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm sad. I'm just sad. And it just comes to maybe the last year and a half where he's just like, come here, and he just like hugs me, and he's just like, if you need to cry it out, cry it out. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. If you know, you need that one person that's just gonna be like, okay, she's angry or he's angry, let them cool off. Or, you know, you need to cry, I'm here. If you want to talk, I'm here. You need that one solid person in your life, and you're set. Like, so I know I've been in a past relationship where I was told that I was too sad all the time because my dad wasn't around. And that was obviously devastating for me. And I always say in my videos that if people are toxic or negative or just bad energy for you, you need to cut them out. And I know that's easier said than done for sure. But it's very, very important that you realize how important your mental health and your being is, and your health is, no matter what you have to do to make that happen. Whether it is cutting off family members, cutting off your best friend that you've had for 12 years. Sometimes it just needs to happen. And, you know, I just realized this in the last probably like 6 months. So it's very difficult, and I get that. But if someone ever tells you that your mental illness makes them uncomfortable, I could easily say, well, you not finding it within yourself to understand what I'm going through makes me uncomfortable. It sounds selfish. That was outside. It sounds selfish, it sounds wrong, it sounds impatient and rude, and you don't need people like that. You shouldn't have to be hesitant or afraid or fearful, whatever word you want to use, to hang out with somebody or be around people who are too afraid to be around you because you have anxiety or depression or suicidal thoughts or PMDD or social anxiety disorder or whatever you have. Like, it's wrong. And I always use my mental illnesses as examples because it's just what I'm more familiar of. But my point is, I'm going to keep continuing on making videos to try and really push through the importance of you need to cut these people out. Because if anyone has told you that your mental illness makes them uncomfortable, or that you make them uncomfortable because you're too quiet, or because you're socially awkward, or because you're too sad or too angry, or, you know, there's no getting through to you, you know, I say people like us as not a negative, but people like us, people with mental illness, we're hard to understand. We're hard to break apart. It's hard to dissect us and really understand what's going on in our brains. Brains as in people's brains, not that we have more than one, you know, get what I'm saying. But ultimately, if you actually do research, the most beautiful, creative, artistic, intelligent people have a mental illness. And people don't like to admit, but we all go through anxiety. They're just different levels of anxiety. We're all different and we're all unique. And I don't want you to ever feel like you're making someone else uncomfortable. You know, Vincent always told me that you choose to allow someone to hurt you, you know, and I know it's a harsh thing to hear sometimes because it was in the beginning, but like you choose to feel any effect from someone else's negativity or their harsh words. So for example, someone saying to me, oh my gosh, you're so skinny. I could take that as, okay, and I have a thyroid condition, what's it to you? In my brain, of course, I would never say that out loud. Or I could go cry in my room because I was told I was too skinny. It's how you choose to take the things that are said to you and how you want to react to them. Please do it nicely. But how you choose to feel based off what other people say or choose to say to you. Don't make yourself uncomfortable. Don't choose in your brain that, oh, I might be making that person uncomfortable, therefore I'm uncomfortable and I'm awkward. No. You keep living your life. You keep doing what makes you happy. You keep doing what you love. Be around who you love and who loves you. And that's it. It's that simple. It's not going to happen right away, but one day it will happen. I can promise you that. I've cut out so many people that I'm just like, I need a new group of people to be around. If I feel uncomfortable in an environment, I won't go. If I feel comfortable around a certain person, either I won't go or I won't be around them, or I'll be like, you know what? Why do you even affect me? Because I'm choosing to let you affect me, and I shouldn't do that because I'm stronger than that. So, and that's another thing Vincent has taught me. Thank God for him. Stand up straight. Keep your head up. Stay focused. And don't allow other people to affect you. You are you. You control all this. And though it's very difficult for people like us, but it's possible. And there goes my TED Talk for the day. But I do hope this was like informative, very personal, helpful. Hope I gave great advice. I literally have no jewelry on today. Don't even have anything. Oh. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe before you leave. Follow me on all my social media handles. I love you so much. Have a great day, night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, bears.